Yes, guys, welcome back to Talking Wolves. We're here for a match reaction. Brentford 1, Wolves 1 in the FA Cup third round. Apologies, I'm recording on my phone as my camera, for some reason, doesn't want to work today. But look, I think it's a very, very decent performance by Wolves, all things considered. We'll get into it shortly, exactly what happened. But basically, Wolves ending the game with 10 men. Pretty much having the whole game with 10 men. And we had to work hard, and I think it was a very gutsy performance from Wolves against a fellow Premier League team, and we did really, really well. And I think we showed how strong this team and this group are, not just in regards to football, but in regards to team spirit and the cohesion that Gary O'Neill has made, got them to show now. But I mean, we're starting off with the starting lineup. It was pretty strong in consideration to who's available at the moment. Obviously, Hwang, Ait Nouri, Boubacar Traore all on international duty. It said that Dan Bentley, Craig Dawson, and Hugo Bueno have all got out. They're not travelled, so I don't know if they're ill. But it was a pretty strong side considering. I'll put it on the screen now. Doherty starting at left wing back. Santi Bueno coming in for Dawson. We saw Jean-Luc Bellegarde come in that front three ahead of Hwang. And obviously the first big moment of the game really was the red card for João Gomez. Now, João Gomez, as we know, you see by his numbers of tackles so far this season, he's going to get bookings. He's going to sometimes give the referee a decision to make. And I think that's what happened tonight. I think it's very, very harsh that he's been sent off, considering some of the other instances that happened throughout the game. He has given the referee a decision to make, but I think it's very, very harsh for that to be a red card. Ultimately now, I think even if we appeal it, it's one of those tackles that won't get overturned. So we've lost João now for 3 games, really. And that's a frustration. I don't know if it's 2 or 3. I think it'll be 3 games. So yeah, like I said, that will be a frustration for Wolves. Thankfully, one of them will be the replay in a couple of weeks' time. I think we're a much stronger team currently than Brentford. I think once again today they showed, of course, they had good moments themselves, but they were against 10 men. But I felt Wolves were a much stronger team. Obviously, they might be a lot better with Ivan Toney coming back. But, eventually we did go 1-0 down. I think that was going to be inevitable, really, with the pressure that Brentford were putting on us towards the end of the first half. A couple of needless fouls, really, by Sarabia. I think the first one right in the corner there, he didn't even need to make the tackle. I think the Brentford player is clever. He sort of anticipates the contact from Sarabia, who goes sliding in, and he wins a free kick. And in the end, Wolves can only half clear it. Sort of gets trapped in between Bueno's legs, and it's smashed home by Neil Maupay through a crowd of players. Very difficult for Jose Sarr to do anything about that, and went 1-0 behind at half time. But Wolves' second half, I felt at times looked like the stronger team. The way we attacked, we always attacked with a purpose. We picked up the ball. We always wanted to make something happen. We saw Pedro Neto come on about 5 to 10 minutes into the second half. And once again, like I said, after the Everton game, it's almost as if he's not been away. Like he's looking so sharp. He always wants to make something happen. And eventually he actually got the assist. Another assist for him to add to his collection. Ball comes on from the wing, lays it off to Tommy Doyle, sort of steps it past the defender, and on his left foot, his weaker foot, hits it so beautifully, so sweet, and with some power across goal and into the back of the net from range. I genuinely, with the way he's picked his spot there, I don't think many goalkeepers in the world would have said that. It's a phenomenal strike by Tommy Doyle, and shows now he's really stepped up over the last week or so. And obviously, if Gomez is out injured, you'd hope maybe Lamina might be back towards the end of the month. Tommy Doyle's now showing why Wolves could have one of the bargains of the season if they end up activating that option to buy him, which is under £5 million. But really stepping up, a really top performance from him today. One thing that I did miss was the towards the end of the first half was the second, which should have been red card incident. Now it's been posted everywhere on social media, so I'm sure it'll be easy enough for you guys to find it. But I think it was Norgard on Tommy Doyle. Good little battle for the ball on out wide, and as the ball's rolling out for a throw in, Tommy Doyle's leg is sort of down, and Norgard stamps down really nasty on the ankle. For me, that's a red card as well. I think that's worse than the João Gomez one, I think, really. And the referee didn't even give a foul. The player didn't get booked. It's very hard to tell on the FA Cup games. They don't really give you the graphics and the sort of communication like they do in Premier League games. So I'm not even sure if he was looked at by VAR, which was Jared Gillett, who doesn't have a great track record against Wolves. But yeah, for me, that's nastier than the first one, and I'm very, very surprised that didn't get given as a red card. But Wolves battled. We had to huff and puff and we had to work hard. But the work rate of the players was very, very good. I felt, got a nice couple of weeks break now. I think the replay comes in about 10 days, if I'm right. So that'll be our next game now, frustratingly. Another game against Brentford, and I'm sure they come to Molineux again in the not so distant future. So it's going to be one of those times where we play a team 4 times within the space of a couple of months. And we tested them at times, but ultimately I felt we really held our own and had made a really good account of ourselves. Towards the end of the game, Brentford possibly should have got another red card, a little bit of a tussle down as the ball went out for a corner, and I think it's Lewis Keane Potter. I always get those mixed up. He should put his hand around Semedo's throat, or at least makes the motion to do it. And the referees, I hate when referees do this. He bottles it and gives both players a booking. Instead of actually looking, or that for me is you bottling it. You don't have a clue what's just gone on. There's been a tussle and you're going to book the 2 players that started it. And again, I don't know. There was lack of communication with VAR. I don't know if that should have been given as a if that was looked at as a red card or not. And then the final whistle goes. Jose Sarr gives it the big into the Brentford fans, who I'm sure he's had run-ins with before, Jose Sarr, with the Brentford fans, but. We can give it as fans all the time, and as soon as a player gives it back to us, we don't like it, and obviously that's the case of Brentford tonight. But that was a hard-fought affair. Lots of good tackles, quite a traditional sort of ding-dong affair, really, in terms of, both teams going in for it, some good tackles in there. But Wolves really showed a lot today, and it's really, really encouraging. Sasha on the bench again, didn't come off the bench to appear. It sounds like he's pretty much on his way back to Germany on a loan deal over the next few days or so. So obviously it'll be interesting to see who Wolves bring in. Tawanda Chirewa coming on for his senior debut, which is great to see. He's really made some great strides in the under-21s since he joined from Ipswich in the summer. So yeah, looking forward to it, guys. Decent draw overall. Obviously frustrating that we've got to have a replay, but you've got to give Wolves a lot of credit for playing with 10 men for so long, and hopefully we are going to be still in the hat for the 4th round draw as well. So as always, guys, if you manage to catch the game, do let me know your thoughts. Hit that like button down below, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll catch you all very, very soon.